5:44, and we do a Facebook Live from the Kim and Dana Wagner Facebook page every morning in the last 15 minutes of the program. But we're well aware that navigating social media can be intimidating these days, especially since oftentimes the kids seem to know more than us adults about all of this. We have a helper this morning. She is here joining us live, Greta Van Sustern from our nation's capital. She's out with this book that you're seeing on your screen, Everything You Need to Know About Social Media Without Having to Call a Kid. So Greta, thank you for joining us. And it is so true that this book is needed because, we're thrilled to have you. And I really enjoyed the short time that you were on MSNBC. I wish that you were still there, but that's beside the point.
It was short.
You're here to school us now, and we have a 12-year-old daughter, and she helps me all the time navigating social media. So how can we do this on our own as adults without having to ask the kids in the house to help us?
Well, Kim, you're very lucky you have a 12-year-old to help you. And as a side, I'm so happy that you do Facebook Live. I'm going to check it out tomorrow because I want to see how you do the Facebook Live. But look, the book is for, this is what I always say, the book is for everybody over the age of 35 who thinks he or she knows everything about social media, but you really don't, because I didn't, even when I started, or who thinks he or she missed the revolution of social media and it's too late. It's not. But it's also for your 12-year-old child, because your 12-year-old child is going to get pretty sick of answering questions for you. She's going to want to get this book and just keep handing it to you. It's going to be a whole lot easier for her just to hand you the book so you learn yourself. So this is going to be her defense. This is going to be her defense tool against you.
Well, and you know what, Greta, you are so right, and I will be picking up a copy. There are some things that are a little tricky, though. I've been able to navigate what to post, not what to post. That's usually just kind of using common sense. But at the same time, I do not know, even at 44 years old, being in this business all these years, how to handle the haters. I'm not really sure how to respond to them. So advice this morning.
All right, well, first of all, if you're on Twitter, that's where you see most of the haters, because that's sort of the fire hose of communication. You need to learn to block or mute. I recommend that you mute. You're in the public eye, because the person doesn't know he or she is actually blocked, but you don't have to see that stuff being fired at you, and that way they don't go after you and say, well, you like the First Amendment as a journalist, but apparently you don't like the First Amendment on Twitter. So I recommend that you mute. But look, this is what I say, is that, most of social media is not like that. It's really mostly Twitter, and Facebook is a wonderful tool. Instagram is a wonderful tool, and even Twitter is. But I think I think all of us have to sort of take back social media from the haters, and so we all need to get on it. We all need to. It's not going away. Social media is not going away, so we need to sort of win the war against the haters. Get on social media. Talk about the great things. Talk about how great Vegas is. I mean, there's a lot to say about Vegas. A lot of exciting things going on in Vegas. Talk about the good things. Do the good stories, and also the news stuff. But just is we need to sort of take back social media, not run away from it because there are some nasty things on it, but really embrace it and have some fun with it. It's a great tool. It's a great communication tool.
Well, you are a social media pioneer, Greta. I can't wait to read the book. And since we have an expert on the program right now, quickly, do we get tax reform through? Are Republicans going to get this through today?
I think we're going to get tax reform, not what the Republicans necessarily think we're going to get right now, because it'll go to conference. They'll take the House bill, the Senate bill, and they'll put them together and come out with a real bill. But they have the numbers regardless of the content of the bill. They will have the numbers to pass it. The president will sign it. I'm not so sure how much really reform it is, because they're going to, everyone's got sort of self-interest. It's not going to be simplified like I think so many Americans want it. People want to be able to do their own tax returns. Even Congress, who writes the tax code, they can't do their own tax returns.
I'm starting a Twitter campaign this morning. Get Greta back on TV. Greta Van Sustern, thank you very much for your time
I'm
and talent.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
And I'm going to check you out on Facebook Live.
That'll be at 6:45 this morning. Thank you very much, Greta.